You're playing a simple game of catch with two other people. A ball, 3 players, a few tosses back and forth. Then, without warning, the other 2 stop throwing it to you. They keep playing with each other. You're standing right there. Nobody said a word, and yet something in your chest tightens, fast, sharp, almost physical. That reaction isn't in your head. It's in a very specific part of your brain, and researchers can watch it happen in real time. You'd probably assume being left out is an emotional problem, something you should just get over. But the real answer is far stranger. Your brain doesn't file social rejection as a bruised ego. It files it as an injury. That ball-tossing game is real. Psychologist Kip Williams built it in the 1990s and called it Cyberball. Participants believed they were playing catch with 2 other real people online, when in fact, the other 2 players were controlled by a computer, programmed to throw the ball a few times, then freeze the participant out entirely. Williams wanted to know what happens to someone the moment they're excluded, even in a meaningless game, with strangers they'd never meet. What he found surprised even him. People reported genuine hurt, not mild annoyance, real distress, comparable to what you'd feel being excluded by actual friends. Why would 3 minutes of a fake ball game with strangers cause real pain? Because for most of human history, exclusion wasn't a minor inconvenience. It was a death sentence. 200,000 years ago, survival meant staying inside the group, which had the food, the fire, the numbers to fend off predators and rival bands. A person cast out, even briefly, lost access to nearly everything that kept them alive. Evolution had one job here: make exclusion hurt enough that you'd do almost anything to avoid it. Here's where it gets stranger. Neuroscientist Naomi Eisenberger placed people inside brain scanners and had them play Cyberball while being watched in real time. When participants were excluded, a region called the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex lit up. This is the same region that activates when your body experiences physical pain: a stubbed toe, a burn, a cut. Eisenberger's research suggested your brain may not have separate systems for physical pain and social pain. It might be reusing the same alarm system for both. Getting excluded and getting hurt could be neurologically closer to the same experience than anyone expected. Think about the language you already use without realizing it. You say rejection stings. You say heartbreak hurts. You say someone's words cut deep. These may be your brain accurately reporting what it's actually doing, borrowing the same circuitry that responds to a physical wound and applying it to a social one. Think about how quickly your body reacts, faster than you can think your way through it. You post something online and refresh a minute later. No likes yet. A small, specific discomfort rises before you've consciously decided to care. This isn't overthinking. It's your ancient alarm system, scanning constantly for the earliest sign that you might be losing your place in the group, firing before your conscious mind has caught up. In the ancestral world, waiting until you were fully cast out meant waiting too long. So evolution favored brains that reacted to the faintest hint of distance long before exclusion became final. There's a twist in Williams's later research that makes this even more unsettling. He found that people still felt the sting of exclusion even when they knew with total certainty that the other players were computer programs. The hurt showed up anyway. Knowing the rejection was meaningless didn't stop the alarm from firing. Your social pain system doesn't check for context before it reacts. It reacts first and lets you reason about it afterward, the same way a stubbed toe doesn't wait for your permission before it makes you wince. This explains a pattern you've probably noticed but never named. A group chat goes quiet right after you post something. A friend doesn't like your photo but likes everyone else's. A meeting happens and you find out later you weren't invited. None of these moments carry real danger. But your ancient alarm system doesn't know that. It responds to modern, low-stakes exclusion with the same urgency your ancestors needed for a genuine threat to their place in the tribe. Researchers C. Nathan DeWall extended this work by studying what soothes the pain of exclusion once triggered. He found that over-the-counter pain relievers, the same medication people take for headaches, measurably reduced the emotional and neural response to social rejection. If social pain and physical pain share hardware, it makes sense that something built to dull one might dull the other too. That finding should reframe how seriously you take the ache of being left out. It isn't a metaphor your brain invented for convenience. It's closer to literal. There's a flip side easy to miss. If your brain treats belonging as urgent enough to trigger pain when withheld, it also treats reconnection as relief powerful enough to override the alarm almost instantly. Researchers found that even a small gesture, a kind message, a moment of eye contact, an invitation extended late, could measurably calm the same neural region that lit up during exclusion. The system that punishes you for being left out is the same system that rewards you quickly the moment you're let back in. There's a broader pattern outside the lab, too. Anthropologists studying small-scale societies have long noted that ostracism was treated as one of the most severe punishments available, often more feared than physical punishment itself. Banishment removed someone from the shared knowledge, protection, and cooperation that made survival possible at all. Modern courts still echo this instinct in solitary confinement, and children still dread standing alone at recess. The scale has changed enormously. The underlying alarm hasn't changed at all. This also explains why exclusion from a group you don't even value can still sting. You might not care about the coworkers in a group chat you were left out of, but your ancient alarm system isn't built to evaluate whether a group is worth belonging to. It's built to treat any detectable exclusion as a potential threat, because in the ancestral world, there usually wasn't a surplus of groups to choose from. There was your tribe, and then there was nothing. None of this means you're fragile or overly sensitive when exclusion stings. It means your alarm system is doing exactly what it evolved to do, reacting to a modern, mostly harmless situation with an ancient, high-stakes response. Your body hasn't caught up to the fact that being left out of a group chat carries none of the danger that being left out of a tribe once did. Knowing this doesn't shut the alarm off, and it isn't supposed to, but it gives you something your ancestors never needed, and you quietly do. The ability to notice the sting for what it actually is. Not proof that something is wrong with you. Not evidence that you're unlikable. Just an old, fast circuit, reacting to a modern moment as if your survival depended on it. Because for almost all of human history, it did. So the next time you feel that sudden tightness in your chest because someone stopped replying, or the room went quiet when you walked in, or the group moved on without you, remember what's actually happening underneath. It isn't really about the ball, or the chat, or the invitation you never got. It's 200,000 years of your ancestors' survival instinct, mistaking a small, modern moment for the oldest danger there is, being left outside the circle.